doing it for so long that I'm going to be on at 8.
But there's no wait time.
No, no. Once I go, I go. That's it. Yeah. Like right now, it's coming up. As soon as I see my face, I'll go live.
Never mind. I'll shut up.
No, you're good. All right, with this West 2 Facebook Live update, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi getting you guys ready for what's going to be headed our way here, severe weather-wise, as we head into Thursday night and Friday morning. Tornado watches are up now for Alabama and Mississippi. We've had multiple tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings throughout the course of the day today, and that has not changed just yet this evening. In fact, if anything, things are going to start to pick on up. So let's go ahead here real quick and kind of take a look at what we're dealing with. There's our big area of low pressure right here, and you can see the progression of the storms come from southern Louisiana all the way up towards Alabama, Mississippi, and now that heavy rain heading on into Georgia. Closer inspection now as we take a look at the satellite perspective, enhancing the clouds. There you go, Lilith, Leda Sintra, Tina Oweni, Ricky Brugone, Jojo Vaughn, all in the house. Good to have you guys again tonight, where I would absolutely love for you guys to share our Facebook Live feed, as we do run the risk here for some rough weather coming in for a short window there overnight Thursday. Tiffany DeHart, Elaine Rodriguez is in the house. Is going to affect Tampa. It is going to affect Tampa. It's going to affect Tampa probably around 10 to 1 o'clock in the morning, then shoot east of you. David Francis, I do appreciate the kind words. Janine Morgan Seidel, good to have you there. Jojo Lovejoy, also in the house, checking in with us tonight. Good to have you there. Who else has just popped in? We got a bunch of folks now. Jeff Peacock, Gene Lethko, both in the house. So you can see here pockets of showers and storms that have been building on up. There's a line of storms beginning to develop here. I'll give you a different perspective of the radar superimposed with the clouds. You can see moisture here just offshore. Look for a line of storms to get going here and then begin to work east during the day tomorrow and tomorrow night. Kim Smith, Kenny Bear, Natasha Garcia, happy birthday, by the way, birthday girl. Joyce Brown Long, Sherry King, Billy Albert, Tammy Turnage, Patrick Terrell, hello from Ocala. Rain is going to start for you between 10 and 2 a.m. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate that. Rosine, McCauley, Cheryl Negrati Gandenzi, and Carla Dean, all in the house. So that's a look at the satellite radar. Let's go ahead now and take a look at the hour by hour here, kind of show you what's going to be happening. And we'll play this out here, and you can see what's going to be happening. There we go. There's Futurecast. You can see. There's the timing now. There's 10, 11, moving into Denellen, Ocala, right around 11 to 12. And then that line, again, continuing to build south. There it is, 2 a.m., Leesburg, Palm Coast. And then as we shoot east, there's Orlando, right around 2:30 in the morning. Anna, Christina Philippe, good to have you there. There's Palm Coast right around 1 o'clock in the morning. D. Jarque, good to have you. Jake Kidd, keeping an eye on these storms. That's what's up. And then that line continues to build back to the east, and there it is blowing through Titusville and Melbourne. There it is, 4:30 Friday morning in Titusville, and then coming through Melbourne right around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. So the morning commute is going to be wet along I-4 and very, very windy, but the weather will be improving mid to late afternoon. Now, as far as rainfall amounts are concerned, not a lot. I mean, this line of storms is going to put down very heavy rain, but it's moving so quickly that we're looking at about a half an inch to about an inch of rain. Vic Canales, it is going to rain tomorrow night, Friday morning. Emily West, good to have you. Maria Sophia, happy Wednesday to you as well. So let's take a look at the timeline one more time, and we'll kind of break down county by county what we're thinking severe weather-wise. So a lot of graphics still to go through here. Francis Porzio, good to have you. Billy Albert, good to have you. Jessica J. Kipax, I'm definitely watching these storms tomorrow night, Friday morning. Don't forget to have those weather radios ready to go as well. Lorraine Simmons Moats, good to have you. Natasha Garcia, need rain for your garden. Well, that's coming. There's Ocala, the Villages, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Juanita Jimenez, good to have you. And then along I-4, Daytona, DeLand, Sanford, Orlando, Kissimmee, Winter Haven, 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Sandy Woods, good to have you. Tornado risk is there. It's low. I'm going to go over that exactly here in a second. Wind is, for me, the biggest concern. Francie Porzio, good to have you there. Thank you, Emily West. Do appreciate your kind words. So here's a look at the risk. When we take a look at the scale from 1 to 5, we're at a 2 for Orlando, which means there will be scattered severe storms. Wind for me again is going to be the biggest concern. So leaving for 5:30 in Cocoa to Rockledge. It is going to. It looks like it's going to be pretty rough there. Jennifer Heimbach, thank you very much. Sleeping with it. Yeah, put the fertilizer out tomorrow afternoon. So scattered storm, slight risk area means there will be a few isolated tornadoes, and the winds of 58 miles an hour or stronger. Now, let's break down the tornado chances, the outlook. In the green, 2%. In the brown shade there, Palm Coast, Villages, back towards Orlando, Kissimmee, Ocala, there's still a low chance for a tornado, but it's at 5%. So there you go. I am going to be on at 10 o'clock tonight. Absolutely, Diane. JC Barbara, good to have you there. What time does she go to school? Jay Kipax, again, you are where? You are Palm Coast. Yeah, I think it will be open for her by the time she goes to school, but it's still going to be windy out there. Natasha Garcia, Janice Curd Hepburn. And by the way, if you are just popping on in, this is one of those nights where I would really appreciate it if you guys wouldn't mind sharing the Facebook Live feed, just kind of giving folks an update, timing-wise and severe weather-wise, what to expect. A bigger concern for me, though, is the damaging wind risk. The risk for severe damaging winds is yellow. That's 10%. So it's not high, but it's certainly not low. And again, that's one of the things that we're going to have to watch here as that squall line comes across. Anna Martins, we're not in Kansas. Chris Rotterman, good evening to you. Stephanie Hall, thank you there, Stephanie Hall. Appreciate you, girl. Let's see, thanks for these updates, says Emily West. Thank you, Tony. Elaine Rodriguez, thank you for sharing the feed. Take it, I'm tired of it. There you go. Hey, man, half an inch to an inch of rain is great. Now, there's a couple things I haven't done yet. I want to break down the wind gust here. So this is the GFS model. Look at the afternoon. It's going to be a windy day. As the day progresses, the wind's going to get stronger. And then by the time we get to 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, there's that line coming into Ocala. Look at that. Potential for wind gusts to 60 miles an hour. Tornado risk is there, but it is low. As we mentioned, it'll be off to the west. Alwyn, thank you for sharing. Deltona's in the house. Angela Pravat, good to have you there. We take a look now. Nikki Petty saying hello. Eddie Rodas is in the house. So when does the wind subside? Well, the actual major burst of wind kind of pushes on through by 4 or 5 o'clock. And then even on Friday, we're going to have gusty northwest winds. How does the European model compare with this? Well, let's take a look at that. Kind of put apples to oranges here, so to speak. So there's a look now at 10 p.m. through about midnight. You can see with that big burst coming on through in that 50 to 60 mile an hour range. So really close, pretty good agreement here. Not as strong down south in Kissimmee and Millburn, but still running about 45 to 55 miles an hour. So that's a look at that. Now the interesting thing here is when you take a look at the winds just above the surface here at about 5,000 feet, and I'm showing this to you because if you get tall thunderstorms, you get updrafts and downdrafts that come down from these storms. And when you take a look at the setup here, you can see that red area, that core of that yellow. See that right there? And even a little bit of red. See how it's loading in? There it is. It's 8 p.m., 11 p.m., and then 2 o'clock, everything's kind of moving offshore. That's 60 to 70, even 80 mile an hour winds at 5,000 feet. So you get a strong thunderstorm going across, that wind energy can come down to the surface. So that's why we're a little concerned about that. There's a lot of wind energy with this particular storm, not only at the ground, but also just above the surface there at 5,000 feet. Janice, thank you for sharing. Suzanne Azuega, good to have you there. Thank you for popping on in. There's Kenneth Otto. Good to have you. And Keith Simpson, hello from Ontario. Tony, love to see your weather temps. Can't wait to have you there, Keith Simpson. Stay warm up there, my friend. Natasha Garcia, those are going to be some strong winds. You're going to feel it. Diana Nuyorican, rough accident there, girl. Glad to hear that you are doing okay. There's a peak now in Monte Urban Clone. That doesn't look good. Again, the tornado threat is low. Hail threat is low. It's the wind that I am concerned with. So let's break this down county by county and go through this there for you. When we look at Marion, Lake, and Sumter, look at that, folks. Again, the impact time 10 p.m. to about 2, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. A damaging straight line wind gust, the biggest concern. Other concerns are the lightning, obviously the frequent lightning that comes along with the squall line. Brief heavy rain. I mean, for folks that are working the morning shift and have to drive around in that sort of weather, that's going to be a little bit rough. Alicia Seymour, good to have you. Anna Martins, good to have you. Schools are open. Diana Nuyorican, thank you, Tony. Deb Specht, good evening, Tony. We had 3.5 inches. Wow, Deb, I believe it. Debbie and Coco is popping in to say hi. All right, let's shift gears and head towards I-4. Here's a peek at what we have. There's Palm Coast, Daytona Beach, DeLand, Sanford, Orlando, Kissimmee, and Kenansville from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. So it's a little bit later. Again, the biggest threat, damaging straight line wind gust with that squall line as it continues to move on through. Other concerns, isolated tornadoes, frequent lightning, and brief heavy rain. That's what we're going to be dealing with here as this squall line comes across. Marion County is here. Linda, Tony, good evening to you, says Linda Samuel. Hello from Ocala, Chad Lloyd. Always a pleasure, my friend, to have you. And then as we shoot even farther to the south and the east toward Brevard and eastern rural Osceola County, impact time here just a little bit later from about 2 to 6 a.m. Biggest threat, straight line wind gust here as well. Isolated tornadoes, frequent lightning, and brief heavy rain will all be concerns. I like the county breakdowns. Carla Dave, I'm glad you like those. Thank you for telling me that. It actually makes me feel pretty good. But if there's a certain graphic that you guys love, and you got to see, it's your favorite, kind of helps you out, you let me know. And we'll make them work for you. Matthew Sirianni, Lake County. Again, if we go back to Lake County here, we kind of pop this in back here. Lake County is a little bit earlier, going from 10 p.m. in the Marion County to about 2, maybe 3 o'clock into eastern Lake County there. So there you go. Hiya, Tony says Lorena Mashburn. What about me, Tony? Joanne Clendenst, we got you up there. Miss Muncie, Indiana. Always a pleasure to have you there. All right, let's compare. So we showed you the RPM, the European computer model, showing not a whole lot of rain, a half an inch rain. You go to the GFS model. GFS, again, about a half an inch of rain. So there you go, maybe 3/4. So we've got pretty good agreement amongst all 3 of those models there. Diana Durr, again, your timing is going to be from about 2 a.m. We'll put you right in there with this group right there. So you got 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., closer to you to 2, maybe 3 a.m. Straight line winds, 58 plus mile an hour wind gust in that line that comes across. Isolated tornadoes, again a 5% chance in our western counties, a 2% chance in our eastern counties. So there you go. Matthew Sirianni, you are most welcome. So that's a look at that. Now, I do want to, we're going to come back to that severe threat. There are a couple of folks asking about the NASCAR forecast. So there's that front, kind of stalls out down to the south. Front kind of builds back in and dry and comfortable as we head into the weekend. So let's take a look at the Lucas Oil 200. Sunny skies 60, 445, 63, 6 p.m. clear and dry, right around 60. Francis Loyocano, sunny trippy. Alwyn, we're going to go back to that here in a second. Let me just go ahead and just give you guys, oh man, we froze again. Look at that, you're right. Let me just go ahead real quick here and update this camera. Deactivate it, we'll activate it, we'll click OK. We'll hit that right there, and then we should be back. So there we go. All right, so we're moving. So that's the Lucas Oil 200. Here's the Bush Clash. Jacksonville definitely going to have a significant wind threat up there, Sonny. I hope this is fast and quick like that. No, Kelly O'Mahony, I'm not expecting that. Be very, very surprised if that were to be the case. But as that squall line is developing over the next 12 to 24 hours, we'll have a better feel for that. And I'm going to go to the wide radar here in just a second. There you go, Carla. Sunny skies, perfect weather for the Bush class. All right, so the storm system right now is taking shape right here. Okay, McCullough, good to have you there. There's our storm system. Big snowstorm there through Indiana and on into Ohio and building back towards upstate New York, Pennsylvania, and northern New England. Now, for us, we're going to watch this stretch down in here. There's a piece of upper level energy. As that builds to the east, it's really going to help develop a line of storms here. And we've already got those. I mean, you're looking here, look at these tornado watches tonight. We've got 2 tornado watches right here in the Mississippi and Alabama. There you go. That's the warm pocket right there. Leanne Lizette, how does it? There's a good chance. Back to normal, says Kenneth. Brittany Buchanan, Volusia County, New Smyrna Beach. Going to be active tomorrow night. I'm going to go through that timeline again for those of you just popping on in. Again, if you are just popping on in, my motto is sharing is caring. The more people that we can get to share these Facebook Live feeds, especially a day and a half before a significant weather event comes on through, the more people we can reach, the more people we can put in the weather know. You guys should have done a weather. I know, right, Francis? That would have been awesome. Winter Springs, Oviedo, Kelly Marie. We're going to get right to that here in just a scotch. I'm kind of going to go through this again nice and slowly and patiently as my Facebook Live friends are in and out. Again, if you are just getting in, if you can share the Facebook Live feed to your friends and family, let them know what's coming our way. That would be absolutely splendid. So here's the ongoing severe weather right now. Now, as this storm pulls east, it is going to expand to include this corridor Thursday night, Friday morning. So that's what we're dealing with. Let's take a look now at Futurecast. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to back this out for just a second. I'm going to show you the wide view, then I'm going to zoom it into a closer view here. So there is, I don't need this one. Let's get rid of that 3 pause. All right, so there's our line starting to come together. Getting more and more organized here as we get into Thursday afternoon. Look at that. Ooh, big line. 7 o'clock Thursday. And then notice how it just kind of holds together. Maybe weakens just a little bit, but that's a pretty impressive line of storms. It probably hits peak intensity right about in here. Still impressive. And then comes right across. Let's get in really close now to our viewing. We'll take that wider view to kind of show you how things will kind of come together here as we go through tonight and tomorrow. So that was the wider perspective. And then here's the close-up. You can see. Oof. All right, let's go this. Let's walk you through this. 11:12 into Ocala. The villages, 1:30, Leesburg, right around 2 o'clock in the morning. Daytona Beach, 2:30, Orlando, 2:33. Leading Edge coming through, Brevard County, Titusville, Melbourne, around 4 o'clock in the morning. Then there's some residual rain on the back side of it. And it's over. By 9 o'clock, this is done and over. And Nancy Powers, good to have you. I'm taking my son camping his birthday. Friday afternoon will be good. Friday morning, not so much. But Friday afternoon will be much, much better. There's Friday morning. You see numerous showers and storms. Patty Merchant Miller, Wendy Bradford, good to have both of you in here. Thank you, as always, for popping in and saying hi and getting caught up on the weather with us here. And there you go. Let's look at that. Now, the RPM model, rainfall-wise, is a bit higher than the American GFS and the European computer model. Those models are about 0.4 to 0.7 in the rainfall department, whereas the RPM There's about a half an inch to an inch of rain up north in Palm Coast. All right, so let's go through this storm timeline one more time. There you go. You can see 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. from the Villages to Ocala, and then from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. we got Palm Coast, Daytona Beach to land, Orlando. AJ Strickland, you're welcome. Billy Tyson, good to have you. There's a look at Pamela Henderson. Pamela, yeah, I'm going to rest up tonight for sure. Jess Kipax, I'm glad Emily will be home and asleep tonight. Yeah, there you go, Jess. Well said, young lady. You are correct. Yvette Alvarez, hello to you there. IA, always a pleasure to have you in here. So that's your timeline. A little bit later in Brevard County. But again, most of central Florida, except southern Brevard County and far southeastern Osceola County, is under what we call a slight risk for scattered severe storms. Emily, you're welcome. Ms. Top Fan, Brittany Buckman, good to have you. Vic Gretchel, hey Tony from Claremont. Melanie Hinkley, good to have you. I'm glad this is happening while I'm off tomorrow night. Yeah, you know, it's good that it's you know, not coming through during the rush hour, although it will be in the morning there in Brevard County. But I never like severe weather coming through at night because, God forbid, there is a tornado warning and there's a tornado. It's very difficult to see what's coming at you and where it's coming from. But weather radio save lives at night. That's the bottom line, and that's what we want to make sure you guys remember. That's my takeaway. If you have a weather radio, that's great. If not, if you can go pick one up tomorrow, just put a couple batteries in it, you'll be good to go. Just plug it in, and then when power goes out, the batteries will kick in, and you'll still get those weather alerts. So tornado risk is low, but 5% along and west of I-4, east of I-4, still there, low, but it's there at 2%. There you go. Showing the grind. KK McCullough. Thank you. Kay, appreciate you. Sammy Quinones, always a pleasure to have you in here. E. West, you're a rock star. I knew I liked you. Alwyn and Vanessa, Kia Louie Moon. Is there a weather app? There is. It's the WESH 2 app, which gives you all of the weather you need. But weather radios with them are a great way to have backup. Blair Lombardi Lips is in the house. Hello from Thomasville, Georgia. Natasha getting in on the rain already. Hey, Tony from Daytona Beach, says Brandon James. It's raining. Yep, there it is, Natasha. There's actually a tornado watch to your west, so you'll have to watch that. Now, bigger concern tomorrow is the wind risk. Check this out. There's a 10% chance of strong damaging winds, severe winds. So again, it's not a low chance. It's not a high chance, but it's not a low chance. It's higher than normal for us, so keep that in mind. The radio and phones are ready. There you go, Billy. I love to hear that. Kenneth Otto. Hopefully I'm sleeping and bored. Don't fall asleep through those warnings because you never know. Or at least have your weather radio ready to go. FSU campus at Tallahassee starting tomorrow at 3 p.m. Good to know, Shannon. Appreciate that. Have a great night, Tony. As always, thank you. You got it there. Francis, just doing my job. Mickey Radner. Thank you, Mickey. I do appreciate your kind thoughts and words. You are a rock star of rock stars. I'll take rainy time. You guys getting snow up there right now, Joanne? Thank you, Tony. Says Natasha. I imagine you won't get too much sleep tomorrow night. Yeah, we're working late, so we'll do a handoff with the morning crew. They come in at 2 a.m., so that's what we'll do. We'll hand it over to them at 2 a.m. Kathleen, Michelle Rosen. Thank you for what you do, Kathleen. You are welcome. So let's take a look now at the forecast wind gusts by the European computer model. Angie Johnson, been waiting for your information. Thank you. Angie Johnson, that's music to my ears right there. Love to hear that people are sharing. Look at that. 11:30 as that line is coming on in to Marion County. Can have wind gusts as high as 55 to 60 miles an hour. Notice how the purple starts showing up a little bit later through Orange County and then on into Brevard County, and then the big burst of wind moves offshore. Now, when we take a look at the GFS wind gust, a little bit bigger wind duration. That might be a little bit overdone by 3 o'clock. but notice how the winds pick up here, especially around sunset and then into 11 o'clock. Look at that, potentially 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts as that squall line is coming across in Ocala. And then as we work our way back to the east, you can see that big push of wind begins to move offshore. So many of us might pick up and feel 50-plus mile-an-hour winds tomorrow. Hello from Claremont. Thanks for the information. Hazel Santana, you are most welcome. Barb Z, don't have my cell phone. There you go, Barb. Well played there. Joanne, the roads are slick. I bet they are up there by you. So my impact storm graphic here, strong winds of 40 plus, high, severe winds of 58 plus, medium. Tornado threat is low. Large hail threat is also low. Helen, yeah, there you go. So that's a look at what we've got for the storm impacts there. Now, one thing I haven't gone over, I wanted to talk about our tornado seasons. We really technically have two types of tornado seasons. The February, March, and April season is the one that we really have to watch out for. That's the one where we get our stronger tornadoes, EF2, EF3s. The June and September are sea breezes, Clyde. We sometimes get these weaker tornadoes. But a fun fact, the state of Florida has the most tornadoes per square mile than any other state. That's why you always have to be prepared here in Central Florida. Carla Dean, where am I for West Cocoa? Looks like it's close. It's close. You're right. Evening, Tony. Everyone says Tanya Rice Lacey, Billy Tyson, over. I mean, it'll be breezy, but the worst of the winds won't be until. If she's back by 3, she's okay, but she's going to need, firm grip on that steering wheel. The worst of the wind, though, will come in after sunset. Michelle Sandiford, I literally just turned. I see how it looks like. Michelle, yeah, well said. I think a lot of people would agree with that, but at least you're getting to shut it off. So here we go. Although you may have to turn it back on briefly. To get some heat because it's going to get cold Friday night and Saturday night. So there you have it. So there's a look now at the satellite loop, and you can see some really vivid reds there. That's in our tornado watch area. And then more developing there south of Houston. So we're going to watch the trends on that. About a ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain, Mickey. Great question there. I better get my 2-mile walk early tomorrow. Sounds good, Tanya. Christina Lincoln's. Well, for you guys, you're going to have some wind gusts in the 50 to 60 mile an hour range. A lot of heavy thunder and lightning only when that squall line's coming on through. Now, let's see here. We got, see if we got any other folks in here. Heather Wilkinson Jones has just joined us. Heather, always a pleasure to have you. Thanks for popping on in. We got Hazel Santana. E West, you go run. Have a great night. And she's saying, be safe, everybody. Maureen Miller. I'm doing good tonight, Momo. Thanks for asking. Appreciate that. Let's see here. We got Billy Tyson's also in the house. So that's a look at the satellite. When we look at the satellite, we're looking for the enhanced, the darker reds, the taller thunderheads. Those coincide with these stronger lines of showers and storms. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at. Okay. And so again, if you are just getting in, if you don't mind sharing a lovely Facebook Live feed, the more people we can reach by you sharing this important Facebook Live feed tonight, the more people we can put in the weather note and get them ready for any active weather that could arrive here tomorrow night. Christina, you're welcome. Heather Hen will be dying down with Heather, I think it's just going to kind of race across. It may weaken a little bit, but there's still going to be a lot of wind energy with it. And that's what I am most concerned with. Tanya, thank you for sharing. I do appreciate you, girl. Jim is hoping the leaves blow east and you won't have to rake. Well, that is going to be the direction in which, tomorrow they'll go from south to north, those leaves. And then once that front comes through, then they'll go from west to east. So that's kind of going to be the thinking there for the leaf forecast. Heather Hen, you are welcome, girl. All right. So temps tonight, they are warm, folks. We're still in the 70s, compliments of that south wind. And speaking of those winds, These are going to be quite gusty throughout the course of the afternoon tomorrow. Very windy day there. You can see south-southeast 5 to 10 for now. Much stronger as we go through the day tomorrow. If you missed it, here's what we're watching. We got action through Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia tonight. But notice how a squall line really starts to come together here tomorrow morning, and then begins to build east into the Big Bend. There's the Big Bend area. Pretty impressive, 6 o'clock. And then we go to 8, 9, 10, inching into Ocala. Look at that. Boom, boom. Right across, just sweeps right across the state there. Ocala is going to be 10 p.m. Thursday night to about 2 a.m. That's the time frame I like right now. Let's get closer, give it a closer inspection for that time frame. Derek Radford, good evening to you. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. You're welcome, Christina. Let's take a look now at the timeline here again. Back this up here. So 10, 11, 12 into Ocala. The forest by about 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock pulling into Flagler County, northwestern Volusia County, and Lake County. And then look at that, 2 a.m., 2:30, knocking on the door of Apopka in Orlando. Janice Curry Hepburn. Gotcha, Janice. Kathleen Rosen, it's going to be moving fast, yes, once it gets going. Jamie Pennington, hello to you. So there's your Friday morning, 4:30, 5:30. The roughest weather is offshore. It's still raining for the morning commute, shutting down. Let's see. Shutting down between 6 and 7 in Long I-4, but later along Interstate 95. And then the afternoon looks pretty good. You're welcome, Heather. You're welcome, Terry. That's what I'm here for, to give you guys guidance and help things be a little bit less stressful for you. Rainfall amounts by our rapid precision model is higher than the Euro and the GFS, not by much. We're going a half an inch to an inch on the RPM. We're doing about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain on the Euro and the GFS. I hear you, Tanya. That's why we're here for you. That is why we are here for you. So again, the timeline for everybody, one more time, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., and then 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. As we get you on into Brevard County. So again, a lot going on over the next 24 hours. By this time tomorrow night, we will just be getting ready to get into the thick of things here, and that's what we'll be watching here, again, very, very carefully. So let's do the county by county breakdowns here for everybody. You can see there's Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties right there. Impact time 10 p.m. to about 2 a.m. Biggest threat will be damaging straight line winds with that squall line as it comes across Central Florida. There will be a low risk for isolated tornadoes, a lot of frequent lightning with that squall line, and brief heavy rain. So again, a lot of different factors we're going to be watching and keeping an eye on here as we go through the morning hours here. I-4, including Palm Coast. There you go. Right there. 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Straight line winds also 58 plus. Other concerns, isolated tornadoes, frequent lightning, brief heavy rain. And then last but not least, as we take a look at the setup here for eastern Osceola and Brevard County, time frame here 2 to 6 a.m. And then the biggest threat, straight line winds of 58 plus miles an hour. Other concerns, isolated tornadoes, frequent lightning, and brief heavy rain. So once we get past Friday and then head on into the weekend, high pressure builds in briefly. Kathleen and Michelle Rosen, good to have you. We do use Doppler, our own Doppler radar. We have the luxury of our own radar. little weak front may try to build on in here Sunday, but really the weekend looks pretty good. In fact, if we go ahead and break it down, here's a look at what we have here for you. You can see here, Saturday 71, Sunday coming in at 75. No showers on Saturday. We'll go ahead and take that out. Let's see here. It's going to pop up a window here for just a split second. So pardon me on that. Kathy Pollock, good to have you. Yeah, you guys are going to be between 10 and 11. Sunny skies. Sunny and cooler. I'll do that. Sunny and cooler. Perfect weather. Hang on a second. Straightening this up right now. There we go. Good looking stuff right there. Right there. So let's take a look at the Lucas Oil here. Now this cool snap is going to be brief. 60, 63, 60 on Saturday for that particular race. I guess we have there you go, Hazel. Hello, late star joining. Becky Norby, good to have you. Maria Soto, always a pleasure to have you. Appreciate you popping in and saying hi. Next system, you can check this out. Look at this. Monday, look at that. Southerly winds. We warm right back up. And in fact, when you take a look at the extended 7-day forecast here, check it out. There's our alert impact icon there. Thursday night on into Friday. And then we get into Saturday morning, chilly 45, Sunday 53. Warming right back up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 79, 83, and 85 degrees. Sue Ellen Pastorius, hey, Tony, Lake County, Willoughby. Yeah, there you go, Sue. You got it, girly girl. So that's a look at what we got right there. Again, if you are just popping on in, I would love you more dearly than ever. If you wouldn't mind sharing this Facebook Live feed. The more people we can get to share this Facebook Live feed, the more people we can reach and put people into the weather know. Get them ready for, potential severe weather as we get you into overnight Thursday. Cynthia, you're welcome. Brad, too early to tell Brad on that just yet, my friend. There you go. All right, gang, let me go ahead and wrap this up. Looking at new data coming in right now. I want to go ahead and kind of take a look at a few things here and make some updates as need be here. But you guys are a great group. Love your questions. We'll continue to do these Facebook Lives right up and through and including the event. So, again, if you do lose power, don't forget, cell phones also help you to get that information. And weather radios save lives. If you have one, make sure the batteries are working. If they're dead, let's go ahead and replace them. Justice Calderon, good to have you. Palm Coast, wind is going to be the biggest concern. Again, it could be in that 50 to 60 mile an hour range there for you. So that's it for now. I'll see you tonight at 10 on the CW18. And again, with new updates tonight on West 2 News at 11. Keep in touch. Keep an eye on social media for my updates as well. See you guys tonight at 10 and 11.